As you contemplate the beauty of the moon, the clouds hurry to get in the way, annoyed at your feeble and mistaken association of beauty to radiance. Welcome to the Night Vale Community College. Good morning, fellow students. Oh, it is a fine morning, friends. Today, everyone agrees. Everything is fine. Not bad, not horrible, not amazing, nor excellent, just fine. A mildly exhilarating feeling of ordinary and moderate okayness. The sun is leniently bright. The clouds are there. The birds are not really singing, but kind of humming sometimes, like you do when you're not the biggest fan of the song, but it's really catchy and it gets in your head, and you don't really mind. Today's classes will be as usual, with no extra activities, and the Communication and Arts Department has announced that the Music Department will meet at the gym, where they will hum in monotone for 7 consecutive hours for no discernible reason. Like I said, it's a fine day. Wait. Something just happened, students. I have been notified. That is by the voice spoken to my mind, but it's not my voice, so it comes from a reliable source. That the janitor has found a porcupine in the main hall of the Necromancy and Business Administration Center. As you know, and are reminded daily by that eerie voice that comes from somewhere in each and every one of your rooms. The rules do not allow pets. Animals are only allowed here if they are intelligent enough to become a student, which is to say, not particularly much, or too strong and or scary for anyone to want to remove them. Alien animals such as centoberdons, larg, schlevins, and cats are allowed. For the Superstition Department argues that they are mythical beings to be adored, and that expelling them will result in bad luck. And of course, students, we do not want bad luck. It's already hard enough that we have to deal with homework, exams, daily chores, social pressures, the deciphering of ancient languages to perform higher-level spells that lead to our inevitable madness and dissipation of the threshold that separates the subliminal to the superliminal, that merge the ego and the superego to the point of disfiguration of will. Surrender your pathetic attempts at rationalization to the natural dominance of sheer instinct as your sanity fades before your eyes, focusing all your remaining strength in your daily condition until conviction becomes aggression, and the aggression drains your energy, leaving you as a spectator to watch, immovable, as the flame you know as hope slowly weakens each and every one of your friend, family, and every face that you have ever taken for familiar or reliable leaves you no longer with hope of their own regarding your situation, until your shadow becomes your only companion. Not long before your paranoia turns even that into your enemy, and finally, with no future, you seek comfort in the nostalgia of the past. Until that, too, fades into darkness, a shapeless, weightless darkness which feels not warm nor cold. And near the end of your comatose legacy, you mumble your last words. No one hears them but you, and at this point, you are not even lucid enough to understand them. That last speck of what was left of a great person finally deteriorated enough to be able to escape through the narrow breaches of your crumbling subconscious and find the way to your stuttering, parched lips. Your words are now lost in the wind, as are you, but you can no longer feel the breezes. And that huge line to the cafeteria. Man, don't we have enough to deal with? So yeah, I'd say a little bit of superstition is always welcome. You know what they say, superstition is only bad if you eat the whole thing. Dogs are also allowed. Naturally, just like birds, hamsters, and snakes. After all, they're not just animals or pets. They are friends. We are not heartless. But today, a porcupine has been found, And this is just unacceptable. We have reasons to believe that the porcupine did not come here on its own, and that someone brought him. What are the reasons, you ask? Don't. If you happen to know who brought the porcupine, or just have completely groundless suspicions and want to point your finger at someone, please let us know so the appropriate measures can be taken. In other, arguably more worrying news, it has been announced that a community college research organization will be coming today to visit and evaluate our education, structure, and policies. In fact, the visit had been scheduled weeks ago, but the school board has only now released the information in their words to make things more interesting. They can come in at any moment now. In fact, they might already be here as far as we know. There's nothing we can do to stop them. Today, research shall be made, and all we can do is hopelessly try to prepare ourselves to face such inevitable fate. If your uniform, studying materials, manners, personality, face, aura, or criminal records are not according to the school board standards, it is recommended that you hide, disappear, vanish, make yourself invisible, undetectable, odorless, and just to be sure, tasteless. On the other hand, if you're self-confident enough to believe that you can survive the harsh trials of research and, to top it all off, present a positive image of our community college, then urgently direct yourself to the classrooms. Any of them, really. It doesn't matter what discipline is being taught, if it's part of your course or not. In fact, it doesn't even matter if there is a discipline being taught, or a teacher, or chairs. Okay, alright, let's not be heartless. If you really want a chair, you're allowed to take one from a nearby classroom, but make sure, of course, that the chair is properly cleaned and isn't currently being sat on by a fellow student, because that would just be rude. And that is it. There's no more instructions I can give you. You're on your own. We're all on our own. But be brave, friends. Answer everything vaguely, and only say what is absolutely necessary. Or half of it. Depending on the look in the researcher's eyes, really. Only make eye contact when the voices in your head determine so. Do not ask any questions or suspect anyone. Anyone can be a researcher. Even me. I'd stare at myself uncomfortably in the mirror for hours until I found out if it was me. But I'm a radio host now, and we all know what happens when the radio host stares into a mirror, don't we? Anyway, I'll leave you with Jerry the Parrot now, our amazing cover artist who's singing like nobody's business, regardless of the research and all its fuzz. Just doing his thing, chillin' and singing. Let us all not learn from that, and worry. Worry a lot. Worry like you've never worried before. But listen to the music first.
Everything
Students, the janitor has just contacted me, raising an important problem in our plan. The porcupine. Can you imagine what would be of our college if such an irregularity is found by the researchers? All of our measures and plans would be deemed worthless, and our college would forever carry the name of a filthy, dirty zoo invaded by animals, a shadow of what might have been a civilized institution, but has long since been made unrecognizable by the wilderness that has made its home of our wasted, dirty halls. Surprisingly, the janitor is not worried about how this infamy will affect his name, since he claims not to have had one. And he says, and I quote, "A name is a pathetic attempt to make sense of reality through the spectacles of a false sense of identity, held proudly by sheeple so insecure that they need to hold on to a feeble, laughable label to assure their existence. I needs no such thing, little girl, for what I have seen in these dark-ailed halls is far more than enough to fortify my perception of self and confirm my own identity. I am what I do, and I do it because it needs to be done, because nobody else will dare to. Someday you might understand, little girl, but pray you don't, for that revelation might break you." Though his name tag reads Terry Dodgers, as do his official file, secretly stolen for me by my friend in the gastronomy and secret espionage department. But hey, one has the right to call themselves whatever one wants as long as the name or lack thereof is approved by both the city council and the college presidents. This is, after all, a free country. Students, I have both good news and bad news. The same news, in fact, being both good and bad at the same time. The porcupine problem has been solved. According to a witness, the pet proclaimed to have been a researcher all along, and it is disappointed by our animal treatments and our lack of chairs, and that it would report everything to the research organization, which will not be pleased. The porcupine also made note that room 38 smells like onions, and that it doesn't like the smell of onions. It then started to walk out, no student daring to reply or try to stop it, as it crossed our college gates and disappeared into a dense, mysterious fog that had suddenly appeared upon them, and vanished just as quickly as it came. Yes, my friends, this time, unfortunately, we have failed, and the implications might come back to bite us tomorrow, or we might never feel it. There's no way for us to know, but yes, there are just those two alternatives. Tomorrow or never. Still, failure is a part of learning. We fail, we remember how and why we failed, and based on such memories, we improve. Memories are still an important part of evolution, and it is extremely important that we do not forget. Do not forget. Do not run. Stop pretending it never happened. You know it happened. Stop running and face reality's true colors.
Remember!
I'm sorry, friends. I don't know why I'm focusing on that so much. Maybe I'm just tired. Like I've partied all day long or something. Strange. Luckily, time is in my favor, since it's time for me to depart. For today, of course. Goodbye, fellow students. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening. The Night Vale College Radio is a fan podcast written by Leo Falco in homage to the Commonplace Books podcast, Welcome to Night Vale by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner. Please support their show. The host voice is Gabriela Robles. This mysterious voice in the credits is Emily Lombardi. The opening song is The Temporal Fields by Walid Fagali. Find out more at walidfagali.com. Jerry's song was Tangled Up by May Street. Find out more at maystreetmusic.tumblr.com. Background music by Incompetech.com and Muji at music.tumblr.com. you want to know more about our podcast, follow us on Tumblr at nightvalecollege.tumblr.com. 10 out of 11 regenerated alien entities approve of it. The 11th doesn't really like the redecoration. Today's proverb: think of a number. Any number. Oh god, that's not a number, that's a... Run! Hide! Find shelter! Why would you do this?